Welcome, football fans. Thank you all for being here and for all of you tuning in across the country to welcome our future NFL stars.
The inaugural 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft is now open. Carolina has the first pick.
Dalton Tinklenberg from the Scouting Depot, and with the first overall selection in the 2023 NFL Student of the Game Mock Draft, the Carolina Panthers select quarterback C.J. Stroud from The Ohio State. Let me tell you why. Stroud is a two-time Heisman finalist who has a absolute incredible command of every offense that he's in. During his time at Ohio State, it could be seen that he was a large part of setting protections, making pre-snap adjustments. Teammates have raved about the kind of leader he is, so have coaches. He takes care of the ball. He has great anticipation. Placing the ball right into the breadbasket as soon as they create separation, that's going to be key in an offense who just traded away DJ Moore. Really like this pick for the Carolina Panthers. Houston, you're on the clock.
With the second pick in the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, Patrick Creighton of ESPN Radio Houston selects for the Houston Texans Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama.
Bryce Young breathes new life into the Texans organization. The All-American and Heisman Trophy winner has the kind of arm talent to make every throw at all three levels on the field. He has the escapability to evade oncoming rushers, and he also has elite improvisational skills that allow him to make big plays down the field when things break down. The Houston Texans have their new franchise quarterback in Bryce Young.
With the third pick in the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Team NBS's Professor Bill Carroll.
With the third pick in the Student of the Game 2023 NFL Mock Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select defensive end / outside linebacker Will Anderson from Alabama, a player who not only tilts the field in his own direction by being an active, productive player who can hold the point against the run, who can fight through double teams if he has to, can bend the edge, but also a player who has shown natural leadership ability, a guy who's willing to be unselfish, who's willing to set up other players to make the play. We're rebuilding a culture out in the desert, and he's going to be one of the bulwarks of that. Once again, Will Anderson, defensive end, outside linebacker, Alabama. Third pick overall, Arizona Cardinals in the Student of the Game 2023 NFL Mock Draft.
The fourth pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft has been traded from the Indianapolis Colts to the Las Vegas Raiders. Jeff Parnes will now select.
With the fourth pick, after trading up from 7, the Las Vegas Raiders take defensive tackle Jalen Carter from Georgia. We believe Jalen Carter allows us to directly improve our defense up front by bringing a pass rushing ability for the inside of the pocket, by also controlling the line of scrimmage in the running game. Jalen Carter is going to immediately help us transform our defense that's desperately needed as we prepare to change our offense with a new quarterback coming into our system. Jalen Carter is going to be our first pick, and he's going to be a pick that we build on for years to come.
With the fifth pick in the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's the 12th Man Rising's Lee Vowell.
With the fifth pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks will select Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech, edge rusher. Seattle has fixed its defensive line for the most part in free agency with the signings of Dre Jones from the Broncos and Jaron Reed bringing him back home from Seattle after him being with the Chiefs and the Packers the last couple of years. So one thing that Seattle definitely needs is a versatile defensive lineman, edge rusher, and a guy who can play inside. That's where Tyree Wilson fits in. Should be a perfect fit, physical beast, physical freak. It's going to help Seattle for many, many years. So Tyree Wilson is pick number 5 overall in the 2023 draft for the Seahawks.
With the sixth pick in the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Ray Lynn, the sports reporter without pay.
Our offense was number 5 in the NFL, but our defense was god-awful. bottom half of the league, bottom 5 of the league, actually, and god awful against the pass, giving up the third most passing yards in the NFL. So obviously in this year's draft, we looking on the defensive side of the ball. And we, with the 6th pick, are going with the edge rusher from Iowa, Lucas Van Ness, a guy who did not even start in college. For a guy to not start in college and still be atop a lot of draft boards, speak to just how freakishly good this guy is and what his upside looks like. Doesn't have a lot of finesse to his game, but plays absolutely physical and mean. Bull rushes a lot, really strong, really fast, can get to the quarterback, going to help us get some more pressure. We want to pair him with these guys, Aiden Hutchinson, James Houston, and we think we can be building something special in that front 7.
Now picking 7th in the Student of the Game 2023 Real Mock Draft, here's the Scouting Depot's Dalton Tinklenberg.
The Indianapolis Colts select Devin Witherspoon, cornerback of Illinois. While this pick might be loathed by some Indianapolis Colts fans, especially with the gaping hole at quarterback, Indianapolis undoubtedly has a major need in the defensive backfield, and they're getting an amazing cornerback here with Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois. He's a physical cornerback. He excels in both man-to-man coverage, off-ball, very willing tackler. Had some amazing highlight plays, especially the tackle against Indiana. This is a kid that he's going to come in, make an immediate impact, and likely is going to be a top 10 cornerback in the league very early in his career.
With the 8th pick in the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Danny Thompson.
The Atlanta Falcons select Jackson Smith-Njigba, wide receiver from Ohio State. As we've learned throughout the entire offseason, the Falcons are all in on quarterback, on Desmond Ridder. And a lot of times when quarterbacks get these new positions, they don't have enough skill position players around them. Now in the past 2 seasons, Ridder, who walks in the door as a starter for the Falcons this year, not only has Drake London, he gets the returning Kyle Pitts. They added Jonnu Smith. They added Mac Hollins. But Smith-Njigba provides something the Falcons do not have: the ability to play on the outside as well as the slot. The current Falcons' top slot receiver right now is Scotty Miller, that was best known for being in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At 6'1", right around 200 pounds, Smith-Njigba provides crisp route running along with the ability to get wide open. He's a Jarvis Landry type of receiver, which the Falcons need to go in an offense that is not predicated on big plays down the field.
With the 9th pick in the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's AM 1560 Melbourne's Mark Moses of The Mark Moses Show.
With the 9th pick in the NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears will take Northwestern offensive lineman Peter Skoronski. It's perfect for the Bears. The number 1 offensive draft prospect in this draft. 6'4", 330. He started all 33 games at Northwestern. 2-time Big Ten All-American. Oh, yeah. I love it. And he is going to block for Justin Fields. And then they're going to go defense for the next 3 picks they'll have in the first 2 rounds of the NFL Draft. I love it. Skoronski. It's perfect. And by the way, thanks again, Carolina Panthers. Bear down.
With the 10th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's the Huddle Up Podcast's Matt Muehlheisen.
With the 10th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Eagles were in a unique position coming off of an appearance in the Super Bowl and a pretty solid offseason so far in terms of some key pieces returning through free agency. So with that in mind, one of the areas that the team wanted to address going forward was going to be depth and youth in the secondary. So, of course, extending Slay and re-signing Bradbury were going to be keys to have the success of this unit, but we wanted to add to it with some depth. So with that being said, with the 10th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles will be selecting Christian Gonzalez, cornerback out of Oregon.
With the 11th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Dalton Tinklenberg of the Scouting Depot on behalf of the 3-point conversions, Cortland Griffin.
The Tennessee Titans select Jordan Addison, wide receiver, USC. Let me tell you why. While size might be a concern for some, as Addison stands at 5'11", 173 pounds, with an arm length under 31 inches, he makes up for this with incredible route running, speed and quickness, and great hands. Additionally, Addison will only be 21 years old as a rookie, and he understands defensive coverages incredibly well. He's able to find openings in zones and then showcase his explosiveness with the ball to avoid tacklers and make big plays. If Tennessee's serious about improving their passing game, like they say they are, Jordan Addison is a great pick.
With the 12th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's ESPN Radio Houston's Patrick Creighton of The Late Hit Show.
At 6'3" and 212 pounds, Quentin Johnston gives the Houston Texans a legitimate number one type receiver to pair with their new quarterback, Bryce Young. Johnston has the size to high point balls, the strength to outmuscle defenders, and the speed combined with precise route running at all three levels to become a true number one type receiver. Having the quarterback and the wide receiver on the same rookie scale deals also allows the Texans the flexibility to pay their offensive linemen to keep Bryce Young upright. Laramie Tunsil already signed. Now they have the money to also pay Titus Howard and build the interior of that line so that Young and Johnston can develop that top receiver quarterback rapport.
With the 13th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Antoine Staley of the New York Daily News.
Hey, my name is Antoine Staley, and for the 13th pick in the draft, I'm having the Jets take Paris Johnson Jr. simply because they need a left tackle. There's still some questions there at the tackle position. Mekhi Becton, who the Jets drafted years ago, I mean, he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Also, Dwayne Brown, also coming off of shoulder surgery. So I feel like having somebody like Paris Johnson Jr., especially at number 13, makes a lot of sense for the Jets.
With the 14th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Shaq Krosky.
This is Shaq Krosky. I'm representing New England Patriots. And with the 14th pick, I'm picking linebacker Jack Campbell from Iowa. He's an inside linebacker. It's a sneaky need for the Patriots. They need depth behind Juwan Bentley. He's a two-time captain. He won the academic Heisman. He played for a long-time Belichick associate Kirk Ferentz. He checks a lot of boxes, 6'5", 249 pounds, and he runs a 4.65 40. Also the reigning Butkus Award winner for the nation's best linebacker. So he definitely fills the need for the New England Patriots.
With the 15th pick in the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Legacy Maker Sports' Darrell Owens.
The Green Bay Packers select Dalton Kincaid, tight end, Utah. Now, I could have went a couple of different routes here. Obviously, receiver is a glaring issue for the Green Bay Packers, but in my opinion, the two best receivers are already off the board in Smith, Njigba, and Quentin Johnston. So with those two being off the board, the Packers could have went with Jordan Addison here, but why not get the best tight end in this draft, in a lot of people's opinion, in Dalton Kincaid, and help give Jordan Love that security blanket that he is going to need for the future. Now, the Packers have a glaring hole at the tight end position. With Robert Tonyan going to the Bears, that's a big loss within itself. But Mercedes Lewis is also a free agent. And with those two factors kicking in, I think Dalton Kincaid is the right pick for the Green Bay Packers at number 15.
With the 16th pick in the Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Candy Waller.
With the 16th pick in the Student of the Game draft, the Washington Commanders select Maryland Terrapins cornerback Deonte Banks. And here's why. The Commanders still have a need at DB. Deonte had an incredible NFL combine, which I witnessed with my own two eyes. He's skilled in both press and zone coverage. Listen, think Patrick Peterson, think Stephon Gilmore, and that is what you potentially have in Deonte Banks. And that is why I think, although some people may say it's a little high, I think the Washington Commanders take a chance on the Baltimore native and make him a Washington Commander.
With the 17th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Mike Drokulich of Pittsburgh Sports Nation.
Steelers Nation, are you ready? This is Mike Drokulich with Pittsburgh Sports Nation and your Pittsburgh Steelers with the 17th pick of the 2023 NFL Draft. We'll be selecting Brian Branch, safety from the University of Alabama. Roll Tide and let's go Steelers.
With the 18th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, once again, here's Ray Lynn, the sports reporter without pay.
Detroit Lions sitting with the 18th pick in the draft. And again, we are looking at the defensive side of the ball this entire first round. We were so bad against the pass, again, giving up the third most passing yards in the NFL. Got an edge rusher early in the draft. We're looking to shore up that secondary a little bit more. So with the 18th pick, University of South Carolina cornerback Cam Smith. Listen, we like everything about this kid. We think Cam Smith has all the tools and the upside to be special in this league. Big enough, strong enough, fast enough, plays with great anticipation, plays with great instincts, uses his hands very well, attacks the ball, has enough length, size, and speed to play man, to play zone. He can do it all. 18th pick of the draft, Detroit Lions select University of South Carolina quarterback Cam Smith.
With the 19th pick of the Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Sensei Jeff Barnes of Team NBS Media.
With the 19th pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select tackle DeJuan Jones from Ohio State. With us upgrading our tackle position, releasing our left tackle from last year, DeJuan Jones brings in an instant upgrade with Tristan Wirfs. Combining that pair at the tackle is an instant upgrade for our young pass.
With the 20th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Dalton Tinklenberg of the Scouting Depot.
The Indianapolis Colts select quarterback Anthony Richardson. Look, guys, I'm going to reason with you. This trade was made before this mock draft started with the intention of selecting Hendon Hooker at 20th overall. But when Anthony Richardson slid down the board, you can't pass him up at number 20. That is incredibly insane. You never know what's going to happen. Richardson, best described, is a small puppy with large paws. He has all the physical tools to develop into an out-of-this-world quarterback, somebody who can lead your franchise for the next 10, 15 years. Incredibly strong arm, athletic, very well-spoken. A lot to be excited about this young man. Frankly, of all the first-round quarterback prospects that are projected to go early, he fits the new system the Colts are going to be running better than any of them.
With the 21st pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Travis Holmes with the South Florida Tribune and A7BN Sports.
After a few early surprises in the draft, the run on defensive backs began a little later than many in the media initially predicted. With one special talent slipping down draft boards, Jaguars general manager Trent Baalke makes the move, trading the Jaguars' 25th, 4th round, and 7th round picks with the Los Angeles Chargers to move up 3 spots. And with the 21st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, your Jacksonville Jaguars select Joey Porter Jr., cornerback, Penn State. In 2022, Porter allowed just 68 total yards and 106 passing snaps in press coverage. He will be a force paired with Darius Williams, Tyson Campbell, and the rest of that Jaguars secondary. The Jaguars go and get their guy.
With the 22nd pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Nicholas Jorgensen of the Yellow Flag Podcast.
All right, with the 22nd pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Zay Flowers, wide receiver from Boston College. No matter who's playing quarterback for the Ravens next year, they'll need to upgrade their receiving talent. And that's what they do with this pick. Zay Flowers can play from the slot, he's fast as hell, and he'll provide some much needed speed to this Baltimore Ravens offense.
With the 23rd pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Professor Bill Carroll of NBS Media.
NFL Mock Draft, the Vikings select cornerback from Mississippi State University, Emmanuel Forbes. Though there were concerns about him coming in at 6 feet and 166, he's gained about 4 pounds since then his pro day, but he has a 37-inch vertical, ran a 4.35 40, had a 10.11 broad jump, so he's very athletic. He can mirror and match, and most importantly, targeted only 56 times. That resulted in 6 interceptions, 10 pass breakups in 2023. He's a playmaker, he's long, and he's very athletic. We are thrilled to have him. Welcome to Minnesota, Emmanuel Forbes.
With the 24th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Sensei Jeff Barnes of Team NBS Media.
With the 24th pick after trading down from 21, the Los Angeles Chargers select tight end from Notre Dame, Michael Mayer. An instant playmaker, Michael Mayer adds another weapon to this offense. He's going to create matchup problems to go along with our receivers Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. So we're adding Michael Mayer to this receiving core as our star tight end.
With the 25th pick in the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Danielle Orsino of the Moving the Chains podcast.
Hello, Mr. Commissioner Kyle. I am pleased to announce in the 2023 NFL Draft at number 25, the Giants select Joe Tippmann, Wisconsin. Due to the fact that they've lost Nick Gates and Joe Feliciano, the Giants will select Joe Tippmann to shore up their center situation and shore up the offensive line. And this means we're back in the playoffs. Go Big Blue!
With the 26th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Jeff Allen of Jeff Allen Sports Talk and A7BN Sports.
In honor of the GOAT draft announcement made by the Hall of Famer Drew Pearson, wearing his jersey here, I will do my best impersonation of him. I would like to thank the city of Las Vegas for always betting against me. And I'd like to thank the Dallas Cowboys for believing in me. The Dallas Cowboys select Bijan Robinson, running back, Texas. Go Cowboys!
With the 27th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Danny Thompson.
The Atlanta Falcons trade back into the first round and select Nolan Smith, edge rusher from the University of Georgia. People in the state of Georgia, especially the Atlanta area, know who Nolan Smith is, part of the national champion Georgia Bulldogs. Yes, he only did play 8 games because he tore a pectoral muscle, but people have saw that production for the last 2 years. And one of the main reasons why the Falcons traded back into the draft to get a guy like Nolan Smith who was sliding down the draft board in this draft case was the fact of his production. He could slide right into Rashad Evans' spot last season, who was the Falcons' leading tackler, who has not been re-signed, and play that type of role. He's a really, really good run stopper, as well as a developing pass rusher. The Falcons need somebody who can stop the run. This is the perfect guy to do it. So, of course, it might take a little bit, but the Falcons not only get one of the best offensive talents in the draft, now they have one of the most talented players on the defensive side as well, too.
With the 28th pick in the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Mike Bernier, the Burn of the Five for Fighting podcast from Huddle Up Sports, Inc.
With the 28th selection in the draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select unique defender will take over for the departed Eli Apple and will help fill the void that has now been lost by former team captain Jesse Bates. Stevenson at the Combine ran a 4.4540 that'll help the special teams game for the Houday as they try to get back into an AFC title game and potentially a run at the Super Bowl. With a 7.9-second cone drill and a 20-yard shuttle of 4.41, the speed of Stevenson will help any potential problems that he may have going up against receivers in the AFC North. But the thing here is his technique is something that has been raved and ranted about by multiple coaches throughout the National Football League.
With the 29th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's Damian Adams of The Real Deal with Damian Adams and the Rush Podcast.
The New Orleans Saints select Siaki Ika, defensive tackle, Baylor. Now, at his size, at 6'3", 330 pounds, you think of an old-school run-clogging defensive tackle, which he has the ability to do, but he's also explosive enough to provide pressure out the middle during passing plays. So I don't see him being a Week 1 starter for the Saints, but I do see him making a major impact in his rookie season in New Orleans.
With the 30th pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, here's the premier Bashir Umar Pemberton, the Muslim football scout.
I'm taking Clemson defensive tackle Brian Brzee, 6'5", 300 pounds, super athletic. The stats might not show it, but you got to watch the film. He's constantly in the backfield. He's strong at the point of attack. And if you know the Eagles the way I know them, the Eagles value the offensive and defensive lines. At pick 31, Brian Brzee is still on the board, and he's your replacement for Fletcher Cox. Not that Fletcher Cox is gone. He's back, but he's your long-term replacement at defensive tackle for Fletcher Cox. And this is your boy, Bashir Umar Pemberton, a.k.a. the Muslim football scout, and I'm out.
With the 31st pick of the 2023 Student of the Game Real Mock Draft, we head to the shores of the St. John's with Brian Paul, BP, of A7BN Sports.
And it's BP from the shores of the St. John's. With the final pick in the Reels draft, Kansas City chooses Jordan Battle from the University of Alabama, safety.